Hey everybody, it's Tom and T from Show Me Coasters, and in today's video we are going to be starting a new series called What's New. Basically, we're going to be looking at what's new in the amusement industry. And recently, Intamin has announced 4 new models that they're going to be premiering at IAAPA in Asia this month. So the first model we're going to take a look at is their Hot Racers model. Now this is a racing coaster. As you can tell, it's very similar to West Coast Racers at Magic Mountain. The only difference being this uses a monorail track, very similar to the Raptor from RMC. And you had to wonder how long it would take before someone else came out with a monorail track. And Intamin is offering 3 different layouts for this model: the Infinity, the Overdrive, and the Autodrome. The first one, the Infinity, is going to be a very small, compact racing coaster. This is not going to be like on a Mobius loop or a quasi-Mobius loop. It's just one time around the track. The next one is the Overdrive. Now this is not a racing coaster. This is a single train, and it's really very similar to the Raptor, I think. Maybe not quite as tall or as fast or as intense, but it still looks good. And lastly, the Autodrome, which is their major racing coaster. This is very much more similar to West Coast Racers. This is actually a Mobius loop. You get 2 times around the circuit before your ride comes to an end. So let's take a look at the next model that they're introducing, and that's going to be the LSM Vertical Coaster. Now I know what you're thinking, this looks exactly like a Skyrocket 2 by Premier. And you're right, it does. The only difference between that and this model is this one includes an upside down launch, which will take you up to the highest point of the ride. Now the big question that you have to ask yourself is, why is Intamin coming out with models that are so similar to its competition, other than to create competition for those models? I mean, if you think about it, this is not really a new ride experience or anything overly, innovative as far as new technology for the roller coaster community. And if you look at the history for Intamin over the last decade in the North America market, they haven't done a whole lot of installations at like Cedar Fair or Six Flags, and that's because generally they price point themselves out of competition. It's just too expensive to build an Intamin ride. So really the big question is are they going to be pricing these at a price point that's similar to an RMC Raptor, which is about $7 million, or a Skyrocket 2, which is generally also around $6 million? Now the question is this something that Six Flags or Cedar Fair would be interested in? I could see some interest in the monorail racing coasters, especially the large Mobius loop maybe, but really if you think about it, the LSM Vertical Coaster here, I don't see much use for that one in the North America chains, just because it's so similar to the Premier Skyrocket 2. And unless you're coming in at like $4 million for this, I don't see either of the chains really investing in one of these. Now with that being said, they are premiering these at the IAAPA event for Asia, which means that they are really trying to market these towards the China market. And China is one of the largest consumers of amusement rides right now in the world. Now the next model we're going to take a look at is going to be their Ultra Splash model. And I know what you're thinking, this looks exactly like a mock Power Splash. And you're right, it does. The only difference is that they're using their monorail, their new monorail system. But like I said, these are being introduced at the IAAPA event for Asia, so these are being marketed more towards the Asian countries, such as China. But I think the ride experience is exactly the same as what you would get on a Mack Power Splash. Now, last but not least, this is probably one of their more original designs, I think. It is using their new monorail system, but it's called the Giga Splash. Now this is kind of like a combination of Infinity Falls meets Shoot the Chutes. And really, I gotta say, out of the 4 designs that they're introducing at IAAPA this month, I really kind of think this is probably my favorite out of all of them. This looks really fun, and it does bring back a lot of nostalgia for like the Shoot the Chutes rides that we're seeing removed in a lot of the parks. So let us know what you think about the new rides that Intamin is introducing at IAAPA in Asia this week. We hope you enjoyed the video. This is Tom from Show Me Coasters. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next episode.